hail and well met. Welcome to Westgate Irregulars session 40, episode 40, our Happy Halloween episode. I don't know if that's going to be thematic or anything. It's not like I'm a horror DM or anything. You may have seen us for a moment. It was a kind of spectral manifestation right there. I am Eric Scott DeB, the DM of this campaign. I want to give shout outs to the two people who got the 3 trivia questions correct. Those were Hostile Eldritch, who got +1, and Loop 9Q9Q, who got +2, getting 2 of the gangs correct. They named the top 3 gangs in Westgate, which were the Night Masks, the Fire Knives, and the 9 Golden Swords. Well done, you excellent viewers.
I think we've managed to piss all 3 of them off at one point.
You have indeed. And on that note, take it away, Aaron.
Hi, I'm Erin M. Evans. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angels Saga, a 6-book series set in the Forgotten Realms, following twin tieflings as they fight the 9 Hells. I am also the host of Idle Champions, Champions of Lore, every Monday at 11, where I talk about weird Forgotten Realms stuff. And on that note, I will tell you about our sponsor. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure. And that includes Farida and Havilar, the aforementioned tiefling twins from my books. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. If you type in the command at the bottom, this way, is it this way? You can get a gold chest code for Idle Champions. So type that in, let us know what you get. Get anything cool and shiny. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can find out more at idlechampions.com.
I'm Rhiannon Held, and looking at the camera, I should say this is for Halloween. It is not my poor camera. What's going on? And these are also for Halloween. Artemisia does not have her wings yet, sadly, but I'll shout out also to Hostile Eldritch someday. So I write urban fantasy is Rhiannon Held, and space opera is RZ Held. And we're all authors. Take a look at our books. But this week, I'm going to tell you again, we are playing to raise money for children's hospitals through Extra Life. So we are going to play for 24 hours on November 7th. And you can take a look at our Extra Life page. And if you donate, we have all kinds of cool stuff for the games. And then also, because we're authors, things like novel versions of, I believe, Rogar and Stong's songs and short story with regulars and all kinds of cool stuff like that. So take a look.
Thanks.
Hey, I'm Yang Yang Wang. I'm a filmmaker and a writer.
I'm Stephen Merlino. I am a teacher and a writer.
I'm Randy Henderson. I am a forest ranger in the great state of North Dakota. I actually looked it up, like who has the fewest trees in the U.S.
I was going to say, are there forests in North Dakota?
Yeah.
Only who
Thanks
can
for
prevent
that,
forest
Randy.
fires, Randy?
And
By
thank
being
you.
nowhere near a forest.
Thank you for taking one for the team and choosing such a mechanically suboptimal career path.
Nope, rangers are awesome.
The UA is making them better, you know.
Yeah.
They get better every time.
I know, it's fine. I was going to say something about the Extra Life thing. As we come closer to the Extra Life game, we do plan to be playing for 24 hours straight, starting at midnight the previous evening and then going until midnight the day of. That would be Friday through Saturday night, Pacific time.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
Right.
We've had trouble remembering the dates, and I immediately assumed we were getting it wrong again.
It's fine. The whole midnight thing is weird, right? You know, it should be 0 through 24, but okay. But I wanted to make a special announcement, and you heard it here first, folks. If we hit our fundraising goal, I will release this Shadowbane story that I wrote, which takes place in Westgate. So that'll be just free for anyone who takes part in our campaign or watches this show, is the idea. So donate to us and help us raise some money for kids and get some cool fiction for yourselves.
Every little bit helps.
Indeed. All right. So last time on Westgate Irregulars, You were in some other dimension that my divination failed to penetrate. That's not true. Susan J. Morris came and did a guest campaign for us because I was hopped up on a bunch of drugs following a medical thing. I mean, I was casting a bunch of complex spells and was unavailable. And you were whisked away to the fanciful court of Oniad? Count
Baron
Baron
Oniad.
Oniad? Right.
Count Baron. Yeah. Count Baron.
And
Cheese, displacer beast cheese, and hair
you
golem.
ate displacer beast cheese. You got swarmed by a swarm of hands. And someone turned into an ant for most of the game. That was pretty cool. Anyway, you should check that episode out because that was a really fun, very Realmsy sort of adventure, even though it didn't technically take place in the Forgotten Realms. And getting back to where we are in the campaign, tonight is going to pick up basically right where we left off with folks in Dark Dance Manor in Westgate. They just bid adieu to Littleton. They started on their investigation as to things that were going on. And everyone is, well, several of you are in a high state of agitation right now. And we're going to follow through on some of the implications and consequences of that. So I think we're going to start with Artemisia because she was heading out to go see what this thing that Littleton was talking about nobles coming to the manor. And so you get out the doors of the manor, having dressed yourself in one of the dresses that was available, eyed the bath longingly, steaming bath with bubbles of multiple colors, and said, all right, business first. And so you rush out onto the steps. You're looking out at the courtyard, which is full of giant flowers and mushrooms and statuary. It looks like a wonderland sort of space. And it's crowded with noble folk, like obviously moneyed folk who are well attired in fanciful colors and clothes and boots and big hats with feathers. And they're all listening to Littleton deliver a speech to them. And as you start down the steps, he turns and points to you and says, and here she is, the regent of Dark Dance Manor. She speaks with Mirren Dark Dance's voice.
Oh.
Come, my dear, come.
It's just like,
There are maybe 30 or 40 merchant folk gathered there, and they're all looking at you with expectant eyes.
Well, she is going to be very controlled and say to them, I believe that to fully discharge my duty and do right by Mirren Dark Dance, what I first must do is gather information from all of you of what her projects were and what she was providing to each of you and what you were providing to her, so that I may allocate the resources that are now under my guidance temporarily to best effect in this city. And then she's gonna try to step aside a little bit.
Applause and murmurs. Did you take Littleton's hand that he offered to you?
Don't do it. No.
I see.
Not in a snubbing sort of way, but in a the light is better over here. And then
did you step past him?
Yes.
Okay, so you step past him to address the merchants gathered there. All right. They start clamoring and start asking questions and tossing out suggestions. They mentioned a series of what are you going to do about the houses, and
You need a system.
what are you going to do about this? And there's just so many questions. And you look back, and Littleton is no longer there, leaving you entirely alone.
Yay!
That's right.
Next
Okay.
blessing. You need a seneschal. You need to get. Ooh, never mind. You do your own business.
Well, I mean, what her first thought was what am I going to do about? Well, I'm going to hire somebody. And she definitely needs to go talk to Eliver.
Yeah, he's the keeper of the manor, essentially. He is technically Mirren's seneschal. And I guess technically that sort of makes him your seneschal at the moment.
She always has her notebook, of course. So she is going to, for now, be taking her own notes, a little bit of pencil, and start taking notes about all these things.
I think you should hire Sturge, because I think Sturge would be very entertaining to watch him tell nobles not to pay, like, no. It wouldn't just be no. It would be great.
So some of the information that you get is that Mirren is the heiress of House Thalavar. That's the noble family that she descends from, theoretically. You get the sense that that's somewhat in dispute, actually. Some people are dubious about that. Although you're not sure if that's political dubiousness or actual factual dubiousness. She is engaged in several philanthropic activities in the city, including the Rune Rests, RUNERESTS, which are a series of basically hostels for poor folk to eat and to get clean, if somewhat worn because it's pre-used, clothes and shelter from inclement weather, which is particularly important during the winter, and this is basically the end of the winter. And apparently they have been operating on their last reserves, hence Mirren is not there to allocate new funds for the new year. Also, there are just other things that she's doing in the city. One person, actually several people, mentioned to you that she hasn't been to merchant council meetings, and the next merchant council meeting is on the first day of the next 10-day, which is 3 days from now.
Yay. I mean, she's going to promise to come, but...
expect your attendance at Castle Cormeril, which is where those are held.
Oh, she'll be there. She'll be looking like it's not the last thing in the world she wants to do.
All right. People are clamoring around you. You look back. Littleton is not there. Just totally left you to your own devices.
All right.
The thrilling world of administration.
Setcelia.
Yes.
You are downstairs in the manor house.
If I recall correctly, just come out of Sebastian's room.
Yep. You just came out of Sebastian's room.
Trying to find pretty much everybody. I need Urge to take his mana off and Rogar to fix him.
You saw the front doors close after Artemisia went through them. So that's where we are temporarily. You have maybe like a fleeting thought of, I should go out and help her, and then you have other things to do, so you don't have to act on that. She jumped into this
with both feet. She has decided what she's doing. She didn't listen to me, so I will just make sure she's okay when she comes back.
Starshan is by your side, and he rubs out his chin, and he says,
I am yelling up the stairs for Sturge, because I have been trying to get these manacles off since before Lilton came.
I see you have a great many things on your mind.
Like a couple.
I have an idea.
Hey, first I want to get these, can't just leave him tied to the bed.
Cecilia, he puts his hands on your shoulders and looks at you, and he says, follow me.
What? No, hang on a second.
And then he heads over toward the master suite, where the doors are still standing open.
Okay, I'm going to go to the foot of the stairs of the tower, where I assume that Rogar and Sturge still are. I'm going to shout
far up. They're on like the 4th floor. But you can shout up the stairs.
I shout really loud.
Oh, we all know.
Really. Because I love the chat. I'm not going to actually shout really loud.
Blow out her eardrums. Yeah.
I'm going to shout up the stairs. Sturge, come get these manacles off. And Rogar, he needs another healing. And also something about a book. I'm gonna go see what the Starshan is doing.
All right, he has disappeared into the the main suite.
I'm gonna say to Sturridge. So didn't Cecilia say this lad like betrayed her and is the whole reason she was like exiled from her land? I don't.
Oh.
And she's all scared of her father, and apparently he's something to do with her father. I'm not like maybe you. I'm sure you could pick the lock easily, but I'm just questioning whether you should. I guess she would know if she's asking.
Conversation about it.
They're having this conversation. This is
As we're going down the stairs.
Well,
yes.
no, this is a little bit predated because you're still doing that scrying ritual, which takes 10 minutes to set up.
Okay.
So, like, she shouted at you while you're setting up this ritual, and Sturge is sitting there.
That was just my lame way to like insert some backstory on who Sebastian is.
Right,
into the
exactly.
thing.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
Exposition. Sebastian, Cecilia's ex-boyfriend.
TV writers'
established.
kind of obvious,
Yeah,
heavy-handed way of reminding everyone about what happened in the previous episode.
As you know, Sturge, Sebastian.
Exactly. All right, so they don't reply. They're having a conversation amongst
Of course
themselves.
not. Nobody ever listens to me in this house.
Oh,
You go find Sarshan.
You can't just wander around.
Okay, so the master suite is full of bubbles, multiple colors of bubbles that are floating around,
What is happening?
and they are all emerging from this hot bath in the middle of the room.
Whoa.
That Artemisia is going to take a bath. What is happening?
Is there some sexy music playing?
Straight to black.
Yeah.
Sarshan standing there by the bath, pouring this liquid into it.
What are you doing? That's a lot of stuff.
See anime pink hearts floating up. off of him.
He puts it down where he was pouring the liquid. More bubbles are appearing. Like he's just, it's like putting way too much bubble bath
Oh my
in the
God,
bath.
my skin is screaming thinking about this.
And he goes, you're here. He puts the bag down and he comes over to you.
What are you doing?
Says, Cecilia, I have never asked you for anything.
I don't know if that's true, but
I need you to get in that bath.
why?
I can't stand the way you smell right now.
I mean, fair.
Several reasons, one of which is that I know that baths are relaxing for people.
Okay.
And you need a space to put your thoughts together,
Ooh,
I think.
I need fewer thoughts. Like,
Well, the bath will help with that.
this is
Also, I have never been in a bath, and I would like someone that I trust to tell me how it is.
part of me. Part of Cecilia is like, and the last time you jumped in water, you drowned. So I don't think you should get in this gigantic bathtub. Okay. This is very sweet. A little weird. I'm a little worried you're telling me I smell bad, which I probably do. I think we all probably smell real bad, but I've got wolf nose. But I have to. Can you go tell those guys to deal with Sebastian? Because I could relax a lot more if I knew.
I will. If you get in the bath, I will go and fetch Sturge.
But not to here. I don't need Sturge coming in here.
No, I won't. I wouldn't do that.
Okay, good. Glad we don't.
He's
that one.
weird in that way.
He's weird in some ways.
Harmless.
I don't know about that one.
Harmless in that way.
He's harmless but odd.
Yeah. How
No,
thin
but
is
if
the
you come
stone in
in
this
here,
castle?
I feel like
Can we hear any
you're
of this?
gonna start have a conversation about why you're not.
Through my observation of people, I have concluded two things about baths. One, they are relaxing, and two, they require privacy. So I shall protect your privacy while you take this bath.
This is a weird, nice thing you're doing for me.
Right? And then he walks away.
Sexy, practical, and nice.
He says, there are a bunch of dresses in the closet, by the way.
Oh, they're all for Artemisia, though. They're not going to fit on me.
Well, you can take whatever you want, I'm sure. And he just
Okay,
closes
wait.
the door.
She's going to grab him and she's going to say, I don't know why you like me because I haven't always been the nicest to you. But you're being really nice to me and I appreciate it.
Oh. Well, yes. I
don't
care
know, she
about
kisses
you as
him on a
well.
cheek or something?
He seems happy.
Good.
And he says, now I have to go wrangle Sturge. I'll be right back.
Good luck.
Well, I'll wait outside the door, obviously, and preserve your privacy.
And I'm glad
You're
Eric's
okay.
not making
Just
you
don't let
do.
him in here.
I'm glad Eric's not
No.
making you do like charm
he
checks
hits
or for the kisses.
I'm also a little concerned. I'm not convinced Sarshan knows what the word wrangle means, so I'll be interested to see what his interpretation of that is.
I get to have a nice, relaxing, private. So,
Yep.
and
Door closes.
maybe
You're in the master
scream into
suite.
a towel a little, because I think
Mhm.
that maybe that's the level. Because I think at this point, everything is falling apart, but she does smell like a donkey after going all the way to Forge of Dawn and back. And while Cecilia is not someone who's particularly fussed about her toilette, like her sister, there's a line where once we crossed it, things need to be
No,
fixed.
I'm glad this is happening. None of the rest of us wanted to say anything to you, but thank you.
So they're big, white, fluffy towels
Nice.
that seem preternaturally fluffy. Like
I mean, I
Mary
feel
has
like a wizard's towel
enchanted
has to
her
be.
bath towels to be super comfortable.
Top of the list if I ever become a super wizard.
And
Banging bathroom.
various scented soaps. Some of them are clearly like rose scented, lavender scented, and then other scents that you dimly recognize but aren't sure what they are.
Good.
And then, like I said, the bubbles, which are filling the room because Sarshan went overboard on that,
This,
are of various colors, red and blue and green bubbles that
we
are
got a Harry Potter prefect bath going on.
kind of.
Okay. I guess she's gonna get in the tub,
Great.
and it probably that water doesn't look pretty after. I feel like Cecilia is somebody who like dunks all the way under too, like just goes under and sees how long she can stay under
Mhm.
before coming back up. So
In the warm water, you are in your own quiet, sheltered world,
I don't think I
Alone.
have one of those. But
alone with your own thoughts,
relatively, we'll say.
relatively. You can scream underwater if you want to.
Probably like a rotating list of
Bubbles,
things to worry
bubbles of
about.
multiple colors come out of your mouth.
Like Wilton, Mirren, Shadowbane, I guess. Father, jump, 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 jump. Why is Sebastian here?
It's a lot to process.
Black market thing.
Make a list. See, lists are useful.
Somebody's
Or you
writing
just let
chat
everything
books
be a
about
swarm
you.
in your head.
The water is very, very soothing and
Oh, no,
grants
it's
you the
magic bubble
benefit
bath.
of a short rest just being in this healing water.
Ooh,
Nice.
Mhm.
I like
Alright.
those.
So I'll come back to you in a minute. And think about how Cecilia is responding to being in this bath and if she's capable of relaxing, that kind of thing.
It's a wonderful question.
So up in the tower, Randy is doing his, or Rogar is doing his divination ritual. Sturge and Stong, are you still up in the tower? Or did you go down?
I was having a conversation
Sturge
with
is there.
Sturge, but then
Okay.
I think he would stay up there. It wasn't shouted for specifically.
Sturge is just discovered that the ball he took from Thane
Right.
is actually something way too personal. He did not want to. He feels terrible. He doesn't think she needs the damn thing, but that's not for him to decide. And he's imagining
Yeah,
how
Sturge has this unusual expression on his face. And Mirabelle's like, She pats Stong and points at Sturge.
Yeah, he seems to be having a sad moment.
Like
Let your uncle
like
have some privacy.
like a sympathetic moment. Like he feels guilty. All right. Yes. So you have this orb in your hands, which you cast a detect on. Figured out what it could do.
Song.
Yeah, Sturge.
I must ask a favor of you.
Anything, my friend.
It seems I've taken something from Fane. I meant it only to be a jab, a bit of showing off, but it seems the thing I've taken is actually quite personal. I wish to return it, but I have no way of contacting her. You, however, could let her know that I would like to meet her at the gate to Dark Dance Manor to return something I accidentally took from her.
Is there anything more specific? Like, is there a name for the object? What makes it so personal to her?
It's a golden orb. I don't know if she's unaccountably conscious of her. She doesn't like the way she looks, and she likes to change her appearance to look like something else, anything else, and this orb allows her to do it. I've tried to tell her. Why would she listen to me? I don't think she needs it, but she never takes her actual form unless extraordinary circumstances. So I wish to return it to her. I was hoping it would be some fun trick ball that I could use to create fire or you know, I'd happily take anything like that from her, but this is, I did not wish to crush her, only irritate her. So I'm hoping she'll bring something else, and when I'm giving this to her, I'll subtly remove the other thing, just because her attention, imagine her attention will be so riveted to this. I could do anything with this hand and she'd never know, but that's beside the point.
Okay.
Very conditional, like, empathy, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, Stong
very
was going to question whether Sturge was actually like a doppelganger or like check his head for his temperature. But now he's like, okay, this sounds like the Sturge that I know. All right.
Now, don't tell her the part about the other hand. Just the part about this hand, the orb. I want to return it.
Okay, nothing about the stealing, just about the returning. Got it. Thanks. So
I still have a vendetta against her, but not this kind.
Should I mention the vendetta?
No.
Okay. I only have 25 words. Okay. So Stong will do a sending to her and tell her that what Sturge told him, where to meet him and when.
Okay. There is a short pause, and then you receive a return that says, very well, shall do as Sturge instructs. Have him meet me alone, please. I would prefer only Sturge to see me as I am.
Stong tells Sturge that word for word. Then he adds, oh, maybe you could not steal from her just this once.
Let's see how it goes.
All right.
We'll see how it goes. Okay.
I promise you, if she doesn't try to steal from me, I'll be surprised.
It is
Therefore, I will remove all of my valuables and leave them here in the tower. Actually, one valuable. What would it be? I'm going to use prestidigitation to create a facsimile of one of my valuables and put it where it usually goes, and just let her steal that.
You are an epic mastermind, an evil mastermind. Mirabelle, you could learn some things from your uncle.
Uncle Sturge. It is at that moment that you hear a faint but resonant growling sound that echoes off the walls. And you see a big red wolf at the top of the stairs.
Oh.
Staring at Sturge specifically.
Sarge.
Nice.
It is definitely Sarshan.
Oh.
And he's bristling.
Oh.
You're about to get wrangled.
Sarshan, I cannot speak doggy. I am unlike your friend.
Rah! Okay, and then we go back to Cecilia down in the bath.
Oh, Now I know, but she doesn't know that that nonsense is going on, and I need a minute to pretend I don't know that. What?
Okay.
Not what I said. Okay.
Let the soothing warm water wash away your concerns.
The water full of Valium?
Magical Valium.
Seriously. Excellent wizard bathroom. Okay.
Well, you're relaxing in the bath.
Okay.
Maybe it has allowed your mind to quiet a little bit. You feel a little more calm for the first time in a while. Maybe.
I don't smell like a donkey anymore. That definitely has put some spoons back in the drawer, if nothing else. And quiet. Nobody is unveiling new horrors. We have a steady state of horrors at this point, so that's good.
And
And
you
it smells
see
nice.
you see the door cracks ajar and a shadowy shape comes into the room.
Oh, good. I'm getting murdered in the tub.
Oh, good. It's that
I'm
scene
gonna-
from I Know What You Did Last Summer. Good.
I'm gonna get my great axe. I assume my magic pact weapon can handle being in the water.
Sure, yeah. Do you summon it under the water so that it's like hidden in the water?
No, I think half of the power of a magical great axe is making sure people see it.
Fair.
So it's more of this.
The shadowy shape pauses and then says,
Rough.
with Lilton's voice, "Oh, I didn't realize anyone would be in here.
You just wander through people's bathrooms.
Don't mind me. I was just leaving something. But now that you're here, perhaps I can give you the thing I was going to give you."
Yeah, I don't take things from you. I think we both know that's not a good idea.
He appears out of the mist, out of the fog, dressed very nicely like a merchant prince.
Summon up
says-
my armor.
You know,
Freeze
you
the
can, you
bathtub.
don't. It's all right if that makes you feel more comfortable.
No, more in the sense of if he tries anything, it'll freeze him.
Oh, he's talking about the axe.
Oh, that. Okay.
I'm certainly not here to harm you. You see that
This
he's
is my
holding.
skeptical face.
Yes, well, I didn't expect you to actually believe anything that I'd say. He's holding in his arm a very large, thickly bound book.
You shouldn't leave books in bathrooms. That ruins the binding.
Truth.
Not if they're
is
magical
it?
books. Well, it is a collection of rituals and spells that I thought your sister would find very useful. He shows you the front of the book, which has the same rune on the front that is on Artemisia's hand.
Interesting.
Yes. I'll just leave this here for you. He sets it on the side of the bath.
What makes okay, Adam? I feel like Cecilia would be inclined to be like, "What makes you think I'm going to let her get that?" But then maybe she's going to keep her mouth shut this time, because this guy is up to so many things, and what she would really like is to chop his head off. But she also knows that's not likely to work. So now, whatever like tension she lost being in a hot bath is gone. Like it's all back. I mean,
I obviously couldn't give it to your sister herself. She would only lie about where it came from, and she'd be terrible at that, because obviously your sister is a terrible liar.
Yeah.
Or she would tell you the truth, and then you would all be very angry. So I'm giving it to you.
why would she even mention that she got this? Like, why? It's just
Artemisia, where did this book of magic come from? This book
I
that
mean-
has the same rune that you found on your hand.
I mean, okay. Oh, you think it's gonna get Briarhouse back?
Wouldn't it be a much more believable story if the mysterious witch of great power were to give her this book?
I hear the sarcasm in there.
Sarcasm.
Yeah.
My lady, you
I-
wound me.
Good. That was the point.
Oh, God.
Everything Lilton says sounds a little bit sarcastic.
Everything Wilson says is a little bit sarcastic. What Okay.
Says, you might be correct about the water. I shall leave this on the desk. And he picks it back up and goes to put it on the desk, which is opposite Mirren's actual bed in that room.
You have no boundaries, my guy, wandering around in here. She's gonna watch him do it. She is convinced this is a trap.
Well,
but
I did not mean to intrude on your privacy and your space.
he literally walked into a bathroom. I'm so the gall of this guy.
Well, I assume that your sister was staying here and she's currently out speaking with the rulers of Westgate. And I didn't think you would be using the bath, although I think that's a great idea.
You did literally just say it was better to give it to me, so.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well,
now you've left it.
Indeed.
You should leave her alone.
I will, actually.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Don't you mean you'll believe it when you don't see it?
Cute.
You and I have something in common, Cecilia.
Oh?
Well, we both care about your sister a great deal. You, enough to protect her with all of the power at your disposal. Me, with the most difficult thing that I could possibly do, which is to leave her alone.
Well, I think it's great that you feel so strongly about my sister enough to go away.
Yes. I have business in Tazir and do not expect to be back this season, so.
I hear it's lovely this time of year.
Oh, it's terrible. All cities built by humans are terrible.
You could leave.
Like they took the alley and expanded it into an entire city. Or more accurately, the gutter. The gutter where you would dispose of waste.
It sounds like you should go hit up one of those elf cities. To say hi to Dad, Kayla's dad or something.
They don't even make elf cities the way they used to. Once upon a time, the cities of this land were beautiful, glorious, soaring things. Now, those that remain are sad, broken shadows of what they once were. If you could see them, I think you would understand what I mean. But alas,
I believe you think that.
Alas, you only believe what you can see. Farewell.
Okay, well, I'll make sure she gets that book.
He leaves the room.
Okay.
Book's still sitting on the desk.
Am I sure he's left the room? Because I feel like Cecilia's the suspicious one. She's definitely like, okay, but, step outside, turn invisible, walk back in. Did the door move at all?
The door did close behind him.
Okay.
So the steam is gradually dissipating.
Okay, I have to.
Well, it's mostly bubbles, right? And the bubbles have mostly popped by this point, even with the huge amount of bubble bath.
Artemisia is gonna blow a gas or whatever the realm's appropriate version of blow a gas.
Artemisia's gonna kick a goblin.
She's gonna kick a goblin when she sees all this soap scum left behind.
Artemisia's gonna blow up a drow head.
That's Sturge.
Oh my god. Okay, she's gonna get out and wrap herself in those lovely fluffy towels. Maybe a robe. Is there a
They
robe?
are warm. Oh yeah.
Okay, it's definitely gonna go for
All
Mirren's
Mirren
robe.
wears are robes.
Oh, I meant like a bathrobe.
Yeah, I know what you meant. Well, she wears dresses too, but yeah, there are bathrobes.
Okay, and then go look at the.
It feels warm, like it as you're wearing it, it becomes warmer, like to the level of comfort that you want.
Live in the dream, Mirren.
Amazing.
The dream.
That's magic.
And it sparkles with these faintly glowing blue stars and like shooting comets.
She does have an aesthetic.
How long can we borrow her house?
Just
She had one of those super showers that like plays music and goes like with all the different hats.
Look, if you're a powerful spellcaster, what would you use magic for? This.
Okay, guys,
Pretty
bathroom. Okay, the book. Okay,
Look.
so
It's a hefty tome. It looks like it weighs at least 10 pounds.
yikes. Does it?
Bound in some sort of ancient cracked black leather.
If I look with my detect magic, my eldritch sight,
Oh yeah, it's definitely very magical.
definitely very magical, and I don't really have a way to tell if I touch this if it's going to electrocute me.
You don't really have a way to tell. It seems to
attention.
be mostly conjuration magic.
And Cecilia would know what that means. Okay,
Summoning.
summoning. Okay, if I pick this up and I summon a demon, I'll scream real loud, and there's a lot of you here, right? So that'll be okay. So if I pick up the book, do I burst into flames?
You're reaching for the book, and the door opens again.
Okay. I've still got my axe, so if it's Lilton,
You whirl around and look at the axe, or look at the door.
yes.
All right,
like, I'm
it's
gonna look at my axe.
Sarshan. It's Sarshan. He showed up. He's kind of like adjusting his cloak, and he says, "Oh, you're out of the mess and ready for some fighting." It seems.
What? Did you go talk to Sturge?
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm so confused right now. Did you skip a scene or?
All right, so a few moments before, Sturge,
Yes.
after some wrestling with Sarshan up in the tower,
Mm-hmm.
it has become clear that he would like you to open the chains binding Sebastian.
Why did you say so?
He
What's all
says, you bring something out of me, Sturge.
Sometimes people just want to wrestle other people, Sturge. It's a perfectly natural urge.
So here's the question. Did Sarshan drag you down from the tower in his jaws or not?
No, Sturge would have misty stepped away from that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That was a good way to get killed.
He chased you down out of the tower. And then once you got to the ground floor, he turned into himself and explained to you what he wanted.
Okay.
He says, I was trolling you.
No! Oh, I get it. You got me.
I thought it was very clever.
Well done.
Oh my god.
High five, psych.
Oh,
He
dexterity
slaps
checks.
your
Let's
mage
go.
hand, and he's like, aha, you got me again.
Okay, this
That makes it my turn already. I'll have to think up a good one. Anyway, so Celia wanted you to open the manacles.
I'm happy to do it. I will go do it right away. I wish to speak with that fellow anyway.
Excellent. You should make sure that to stab him to death if he attempts to escape.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
Celia didn't say that. I just want to make that clear. That's my, what's the word?
Solution to
Embellishments.
everything.
Jealousy? Do I detect jealousy?
What?
Oh, yes, he was thick.
No, I'm not sure what you mean. What does jealousy mean?
Oh, are you upset with him because he and Cecilia used to,
No,
Because-
what?
they used to like each other?
I like you, Sturge.
No, they used to be an item.
Like a sword?
They used to have a thing.
Like a sword?
They used to.
He's thinking very hard.
Oh.
We'll talk about it further. I should go muster her out of the bath.
Sturge's finger gestures of like, you don't know how this works, do you, man? Love
Well,
it.
yes, Sturge goes and unlocks the thingies, and he says to Sebastian, "Did I hear you say something about a book that Mirren was reading before she disappeared?"
I don't know. Were you lurking in the shadows when I said that to Cecilia?
Oh,
You seem very stealthy. You unlocked his chains?
yes. I retrieve the chains and say, well, I have never been known to lurk, but
No.
Occasionally to lie, though.
whatever.
Were you waiting for your cue?
Be that as it may, this book is of interest to us because we wish to help Mirren. Could you show it to us?
Yes. I only glimpsed it though. I don't know what the title of the book is. I would recognize it if I saw it again though.
What color?
I think it was dark red leather.
Dark red leather. Thick? How thick? This thick? This thick?
He
Pamphlet?
shows you space between his fingers.
Mm-hmm. Right. And do you think she would have reshelved it or left it out on the table or podium?
I couldn't tell you, but
Where did you see
I got the sense that her seneschal was very meticulous about putting books back.
He's the man. Thank you.
Yes.
Deep bow, and then said, I think you can find Cecilia in Mirren's room.
Where's Mirren's room?
Sorshin, can you
He
Carson
didn't come
left.
with you. This is just
Oh.
you and Sebastian.
right, follow me.
It's like, I'm not sure if she really wants to see me right now. Maybe I should wait here. That wolf man is waiting for me, isn't he? Like he's waiting outside the door?
In more ways than you know.
You're killing me
Does that-
tonight.
What does that mean?
Troll Sturge is very entertaining.
Very suggestive. Like everything you say is really suggestive.
So Sarshan is in the master suite with Cecilia. Yes, I wrestled him down to get Sebastian out of his chains as you asked.
It's not quite what I asked.
Oh, it isn't?
But-
Oh, my mistake.
Thank you.
Did you have a good
Okay.
bath?
No,
how was it? Troubling? You seem
yes.
troubled.
Okay, whoa, slow down.
All right. I will go even slower.
Oh, okay. And so she's got the book, and if she flips through it, can she find the ritual, or is there a marker or something? Like if he gave this to her as a Briarhouse fix, or is the whole thing the ritual?
Make an Arcana check, please.
Uh-oh. My Arcana is not amazing. Ugh, I forgot a lot of stuff from back in the day.
You didn't
She
pay
reads
attention
it
to
through
school,
it,
huh?
and it
Okay.
looks like really complicated formulae and chants and
Ugh,
specifications for casting different spells. And it's
okay.
not really the way you do magic.
No, but I learned this stuff once, and you'd think it would stick around, but it's kind of the equivalent of like, I took 3 years of French, and now
Exactly. I took 3 years of French and I got all C's. Yeah.
well, okay, in my defense, it was really boring.
Yeah, exactly.
And okay. Actually, so I might have forgot that Sebastian kept doing this stuff. So maybe he remembers. So
Oh,
I will show it to Sebastian because
it
we don't
is,
have
it is good that
Caitlin.
he is useful, Sarshan says.
Okay, so I'm gonna make the axe disappear because I think I need both hands to carry this book, right? And so take it back out.
Okay. It is real heavy. Sarshan says, I could carry that if you like.
I mean, it's not too heavy to carry. Sure. He seems to want to feel useful, so he can carry the
does.
book.
Okay. Ooh,
I think she has worked this much out about Sarshan.
magic is heavy, isn't it?
Very.
Well, I
I'm
thought
still so sure this is going to be a trap. Also, I'm a little worried that Sarshan's going to I don't know, burst into flames or turn into scorpions or something.
Why
I
do you
haven't
keep
have it.
looking at me like I'm going to burst into flames or turn into scorpions or something?
I don't totally trust that book, and I would be very sad if you turned into scorpions.
Aw, that's so nice of you.
Aw, the
Yes.
sweetest thing.
All right, Rogar, you have now finished your divination. You had that
Aye.
brief, confusing vision of Mirren
Aye.
fighting with night masks in the bowels of Westgate, as far as you
And-
can tell.
And attacking Shadowbane, I think.
She did strike Shadowbane with a spell, you think?
Oh, that's
It's a little bit unclear, a little hard to
aye,
say.
It's very confusing. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. So, oh my goddess, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna like run from the room and like look for the first person I see spot. Like I'll be
Okay,
like,
Stong. Rogar runs out on his little legs.
oh, whoops, my perfectly sized legs. I hope if you're all like storks with your guy taking up unnecessary space and calories. Thank you. All right, so Stong.
Yes, Rogar.
I tried to scry Mirren, and something's not all right. Something's not well. I saw them in like I think catacombs, and they were surrounded by night masks, and I did not see Ilra, but I saw Shadowbane, and it seemed like Mirren was attacking Shadowbane, and she didn't look well either. Her eyes were all black, and it was very, very odd. I'm pretty worried here.
Yeah, her eyes are normally not black, so that's a big sign that something's wrong.
I think we can take. I think that's the most worrying aspect of the entire thing for certain. So what should we do?
So, I think we should search for these catacombs. I think Mirren's got a library here. We could probably start there and maybe look for maps of the city and see where the catacomb entrances are.
Aye. Oh, I bet Sturge is like he likes like kind of the under darky places in the city, does it? He might know as well. We should probably go.
He
Ask
does
him.
have a lot of contacts.
He likes shadows.
He likes the shadows. Seems like someone who'd know a good catacomb, especially if it had treasure in it. So we should probably. Aye.
Let's
Okay.
split up and we could cover more ground. I'll go to the library and you could go get Sturge and talk
right.
to his contacts.
All right. Okay. And we should probably tell Shay. She's been like super worried about Mirren and Ilra and kept asking about them. But Sturge, if she sees Shay, he might like go crazy with his Shiverash sword.
We already
thing.
warned her about
So,
that last episode.
aye.
I already did a sending.
I'm gonna go tell Sturge about the thing, and then maybe tell Shay to meet me at like Big Edna's, and
Okay.
that should be safe, and I'll tell her there. Okay. And I
Right.
wanted to ask her about Caliph as well. So okay, good.
Right. Oh,
Plan. I like a plan. I like when a
Alright.
plan comes together. Yeah, hey.
about
So
Caleb.
what about this time you
Wait,
two
Stong
get
is saying
down
something.
from the tower? I'm just pointing it out. So you're kind of now in the common room again.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, aye, about Caliph.
Yeah, I think I forgot to tell you, and I'm sorry, but there was a lot going on. I know you've been kind of worried about her and what happened to her
Aye.
after your ritual, but I talked to her. She told me to tell you that it wasn't your fault.
Okay. Good. Thank you. That's good to hear.
Yeah, you were only trying to help her. You had no idea that that was going to happen, right? Right?
No, of course not. I mean, I still can't believe it happened. How did she turn into a lich? I mean, unless that's what she wanted, but I cannot believe that's what she wanted.
My sense is that that's kind of what she wanted, so you kind of helped her get what she wanted. So that's
Can't
good.
always get what you want.
Well, I'll feel better. I think if I die, I'll talk to you. But that's a huge relief. Thank you so much, Stone.
Yeah, no problem, man. All right, good luck.
You too. Break.
All high fives tonight.
Yeah. Enlist Mirabelle to high five Rogar.
So it is at that point that Artemisia kind of wanders back into the manor, obviously a bit weary from schmoozing with all those merchants unexpectedly. And I think it is also at that point that Cecilia and Sarshan come out of the master suite. Cecilia, did you put clothes back on, or are you still wearing that bathrobe?
I assume it's I assume this is a proper, like all the way to the floor bathrobe, like the kind you get in a spa.
Yeah.
So no, I just left it on.
Okay.
It's basically a dress. It's fine.
Yep. Sarshan's lugging this big book. And that is also the moment when Sturge comes back from Sebastian's room. Sturge, did you bring Sebastian with you?
Oh, yes.
All right, so Sebastian in tow. Also, Ruan is there. Ruan was watching Sebastian's room, so he's kind of following them as well.
There she is now. You can speak with her. I am going to go find the seneschal.
Sebastian does his kind of, when he sees Cecilia, he's like, yeah.
And I need to talk to Oliver too. But so Sturge, would you send him to me when you're done speaking to him?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Sturge is going to stalk off.
Let's go talk to them together. Don't make the guy walk around more than he needs to. You're both in the same tower. I don't know why, but I just sort of feel like Oliver has to do so much.
Yeah.
Stomp around the tower.
Elvar is, in fact, up on a ladder on the second row of books, because remember, this main central room is a big circular room with bookshelves all around it, and it has multiple levels. They don't necessarily have walkways. They're just stacks of really high bookshelves, and he is on a ladder replacing books and dusting books.
Right. Is Artemisia with me?
Yeah,
Artemisia is there. Everyone's there in the common room.
You go ahead and inquire as you need.
Oh, me first. She's gonna go and look up at him and ask if he needs any help. It's
Pauses in what he's doing, and then he climbs back down the ladder, and he takes your hand and just inclines his head slightly, and you get the sense that it's perfectly fine, but he appreciates the offer.
I have need of a secretary, or is there anyone that Mirren used, or can you perhaps help? And she takes out her notebook and so many notes that can't keep all in one head. Help.
His eyebrows rise slightly. He looks up at you with his blind gaze, and he smiles, and his face kind of lights up. And you get the sense that he's really relieved that you suggested that.
You and me both.
You get the sense, looking out at the huge library of books, that Mirren hasn't had a secretary in ever.
Yeah.
And he nods, and you get the sense that he will make inquiries.
So then she'll step back and sort of gesture that Sturge should say what he was going to say.
What's his name again?
Elevar.
Elevar.
Elevar? No, wait.
AR.
Elevar. There you go. Sorry.
Not the spelling stream either.
I don't spell very well
No
out
math, no
loud
spelling.
when I've
Spelling out
had
loud is
several
tricky.
glasses of bourbon, so. Okay, I've had 1.5.
Elevar.
He looks over at you.
I'm told that Mirren, right before she vanished, had been spending considerable amount of time with a thick red, dark red, leather-bound book about this thick, I suppose you would have reshelved it sometime after all these incidents. I wonder if you can remember that book and if you might guide us to it, so that it might contain some clues as to where she is or what's happened to her.
He quietly walks over to you and like feels your hand, which is showing the width of the book.
Mm.
Mm. And then he goes back over to the ladder and he just starts pushing it around. It's on wheels, obviously. And then he climbs up slowly to fetch a book. And as you're all standing there, he climbs slowly back down the ladder.
If telekinesis wasn't a 5th level spot, she would just like do it all herself.
He goes and sets the book on a table. And then he goes over to the ladder. He climbs up to fetch another book.
Oh my God, Oliver!
This is fascinating.
Do you wait while he does this?
I mean, I think 5th level spot or not, she's gonna cast it and like tell him like point or like touch, and then she'll float the books down.
Okay, he nods to you. He still has to climb up because he has to feel the books.
Oh, you could just lift him, can't you?
Well, you don't necessarily know where he's going, right?
Yeah, and also like Artemisia, the poor guy's dignity, like she wouldn't do that to him.
Maybe leave him
Anyway,
to do
so
it.
he finds one and he pulls it slightly out of the shelf, and then he looks back to you. So you grab
float
it.
it. Yeah, float it down.
Okay. Between the two of them, over the next 20 minutes or so, they produce 10 different books, which are all vaguely similar in terms of size and binding. They're all dark leather bound books, except for one which is metallic, and one which seems to have stone covers, like thin layers of stone.
Just as a random thought, what color was the book that Sarshan is now holding?
It is very dark gray, and you think that the leather, what you had originally taken to be really, really hardened leather, is actually stone. Like it's
That's why this book weighs 10 pounds.
yeah, it's basically it's so old that it has turned to stone.
Weird.
Fossilized.
Magic is a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have our work cut out for us. Sturge is going to sit down and choose one, and start looking.
Sebastian comes over and looks at the books. And he says,
No, Sebastian needs to look at my book.
it's definitely not. He eliminates the metallic one and he eliminates the stone one. And he eliminates 2 other leather-bound books, leaving you with 6 potential books that it might have been.
Okay, thank you.
He says, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't remember better than those."
All right. Well, what are the subjects? Maybe we can narrow it down by subject.
All right. Well, you start looking into that. Cecilia, are you going to ask him to look at the book you have, or rather that Sarshan has?
Yes.
Okay.
I was going to do that before he wandered off into the library.
All right. Well, the library is just the big central room, so you were already
We
all
were standing in the
library.
hallway, I thought.
No, there is no hallway. It's just
No hallway.
the master suite opens into the library.
Got it.
I mean, if you need a book in the middle of the night, there you go. Can't sleep.
I don't know what's most important to Mirren books.
Okay.
It's an open floor plan. Books.
Then pulling maybe pull him a little away from Artemisia just yet,
Mm-hmm.
and just be like, I need your help with something really
Of,
quick.
of course.
Can you,
Whatever I can do.
Okay, can you look at this and tell me if it seems trapped?
Trapped? Like magically warded?
Yes. Like, is this going to, if one casts these, turn you into a pile of scorpions, for example? Just as a random example.
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
We didn't only the one
but
time, so.
So he starts casting magic of his own. Kind of a divination spell of some kind. And scrutinizes the book, which Sarshan is holding out for him to look at. And says, I don't think it's warded in any way.
Okay.
Can I look through it?
Yeah. I mean, if you don't think it's going to turn you into a pillar of fire or scorpions.
So he opens the book, like, over onto Sarshan's other hand. The elf kind of goes, ugh.
Do we not have a table in here? Whatever. I bet Sarshan would just keep holding it anyway.
He would. And he is. And he looks
Combination of helpful
just
and
thrilled
stronger
to
than
do
you.
it. And Sebastian's like, huh? You have very strong arms. And Sarshan's like, thank you. And Sebastian kind of looks through the pages. The pages themselves are very thick paper of some kind, maybe parchment pages. You get the sense the book is very, very, very old, however, like I was suggesting. And he says, this is, well, that's obviously Dethic, and I think it's ancient dwarven rune magic that this book mostly is about. Where did you get this?
Found it in Mirren's room.
Well, I guess that would make sense.
It's not anything other than what it looks like.
A book of powerful summoning magic?
Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
Okay. Okay. I just have to think about this, because if she just like, it really would have been a little bit easier if this was a stupid trap, because then it would just be proof that like Lilton is up to no good. But at the same time, like, this seems like this is the way you get Briarhouse back, and that would make everybody a little happier. So okay, she's going to say thank you to Sebastian, but when she does it, she actually slips into Rashemi.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's going to tell Sarshan that she has to give the book to Artemisia.
Okay. Sebastian just answers you and Rashemi naturally. Yeah, he says, oh, of course, whatever I could do to help. Sarshan is looking between the two of you. And you can almost see the wheels in his head. He's like, secret language. And then you tell him you have to give it to Artemisia?
Yeah, I need to show this to Artemisia. If you're going to keep carrying it, you're going to have to come with me over there.
Of course. He gives Sebastian a little smile, a toothy smile. And then he's like, all right. And then he goes over to Artemisia. So they bring you this big book, Artemisia. It is thick and maybe like a full 12 inches on the side, almost square, but not quite.
Does it match? I think it matches. I found it in Mirren's room.
Yep, the rune on the cover is the same as the one on your hand.
Oh, thank goodness. So it, I don't know if I have time to study this, but thank you. And
I mean, if you need help,
do you take the book from Sarshan?
Yes, or she tries to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really heavy.
Strength
like
6.
It's like made of rocks.
It's much heavier than you expected. I'm not saying like you can't lift a 10-pound weight, but it's much heavier than you expected.
Call for Artemisia.
I don't know.
Well, and she'll like hold it against herself then.
Okay.
I have to I'll try to get started on this right away. Well, I can't start on this right away, but no, thank you. I'll as soon as I can.
Do you maybe take the book back? Maybe you have enough on your plate and we can look at this and we can tell you what you need to do when it's time. But right now we don't have to do this second. It sounds like you have some other stuff.
Well, and I know that it was what Lilton wanted, but I think it's something that I should do for Mirren too, because she has all these things that she's doing throughout the city, and I think they're really important. And so somebody needs to make sure that they can continue. And now that I'm doing this, I should. I want to help people, even if I don't obviously want to go to the council meetings. Who wants to go to the council meetings? But so I have to.
Maybe you should take a bath right now.
Those baths are very relaxing, or they cause you to become extremely anxious.
You might need. Did Oliver draw the bath? Is he the only one that works here?
He is the only one who works there.
Okay. You might need to turn a new bath. I kind of made this one filthy.
Well, I'm glad that you got use of it. It's fine. I'll go. Deal with things. She's gonna go find Czar.
Oliver has already headed into the main suite to change the bath water.
You'll notice she's going towards the kitchen, which is presumably where there will be cellars and where there will be wine. So
also a way to relax.
Okay. So at that point, there is a knocking on the doors of the manor.
No, we're not home.
And
We don't want any.
You hear this kind of thin, reedy voice call out, "Oi, message! I have a message for Mr. Stong Macduck. Delivery. Is he here?"
Delivery for me? Oh, I rush to the door and I throw it open.
Did you order food?
I
hope so.
This kind of slender, even a little scrawny girl of maybe 13 or 14. She's kind of like mousy, somewhat messy hair, obviously an urchin of some kind. A coin runner, right? Someone you hire to deliver messages.
Her name Amy Zahn.
Not a coin lass. That's a slightly different term that we're talking about. And she looks up at you and she looks annoyed and she says, "Oh yeah, this is for you." And then she picks up this big parcel that she's got strapped to her back and pushes it toward you.
Stone takes it from
her. Shay Dark Sing at
Dark
the
Song.
Purple Lady.
Oh, awesome. I think we've been expecting this. Stong fishes
there's
somewhere.
a note attached. Just fumbling around, just pulls out of her pocket because Realm's women's clothes have pockets, and hands you a letter.
Oh,
Sorry,
awesome.
I just got to slip that in every so
Make
often.
sure every time.
Yeah.
Okay.
This letter, which is many times folded and crumpled, is indeed from Shay, and it says, "This delivery arrived for you. Since you haven't come back to the Purple Lady, I figured you might be here. So, also you should come back to the Purple Lady, preferably without Sturge and the Racist Sword."
Okay. Well, Stong hands that message to Rogar, and he says, "Hey, it looks like Shay wants us to meet as well." But he wants to
messenger's
tip.
still standing on the porch. She's like, "Ahem."
I've been trying to tip her 3 times now. So Stong reaches into his barrel and he comes out with 2 gold coins and one of his songs, and then he hands her all of it.
Do you hand her the coins and the song?
Oh yeah.
Okay. She goes. She takes the coin. Puts it in her pouch. Adventurers.
Do I sense that she thinks that's too little?
Do you have any other messages you want to send? I got time. Sun's high in the sky.
Oh shite! Was there anyone waiting at the gate?
What? I didn't see anyone at the gate.
Sturge,
You want me to wait at the gate? You have gold if I wait at the gate?
Sturge ignores the person and is rushing out to the gate.
Okay.
Rude.
I hand her 2 more gold coins and I say, I don't think we have any more business for you, but thank you so much for bringing this heavy package.
Hey, you're welcome. Hey, that's a really cute baby you got there.
Oh, thanks.
And
Thanks,
Mirabelle goes,
Mirabelle.
"Ah." Why does she have horns? You don't have horns.
Why is your mouth always moving? Sorry, I'm not good.
Sturge. Yeah, she's my adopted daughter.
Oh, that's adorable. Does she need any more blankets or anything?
Yeah, she could always use more blankets. I'm always finding like these burn holes in them, or they just seem to mysteriously disappear.
I know a fellow down on the Sam Spur who sells really good blankets. I can get you a couple of really good blankets. They're 2 gold pieces a piece.
Oh, you know, I really like the I really like this girl, how she could like hook us up with anything. And I feel like Stong will get the sense that this girl's very resourceful and maybe useful in the future. So he's going to he's gonna try to impress her. He's gonna pull out 100 gold pieces.
What?
He's gonna be like, yeah, I'd like to get all the blankets.
Whoa. I don't do that kind of thing.
Oh,
She says.
you're misunderstanding. You just offered me some blankets, so I would love to get some blankets. And that's
Good
it.
thing Artemis isn't watching this.
That's
She
a
would
lot
die.
of blankets.
I feel like
is.
one of us needs to step in and be like, Dong, that's too much money.
Cecilia, you could step in if you
I
want to.
think I might step in and be like, Dong, why are you flashing so much money?
Cecilia.
And you will take advantage of him.
She looks up at you defiantly. She says, "Why not? He just wants a lot of blankets."
Cecilia, this is a young entrepreneur that we have right here.
That's right,
mean-
young entrepreneur.
Right now, she's selling blankets. In the future, she could hook us
Oh.
up with all kinds of things. That
You're
are
selling blankets. All the where are your blankets?
I have to go get them, obviously.
Ooh, then maybe bring them back and we'll pay for them.
Okay, half
that
up
work?
front.
Half up front.
Half up front.
Dong, how many blankets do you actually need? You don't want to create a false demand here. That's just going to blow up later when you don't want any more blankets.
That's right. You better
Well-
think about the economics, big guy.
I feel like I'm just investing in her business because I feel like she's got like that self drive. She reminds me of a young Cecilia almost.
Who's Cecilia? She says.
Oh, that's this lady right here.
She looks at Cecilia. Is that a good thing?
And he said,
I mean, she's real pretty and she's wearing a bathrobe. So she took a bath. I haven't taken a bath in a while. So that's something to aspire to.
Cecilia is like the business smartest best friend I've ever met in my life. She's my manager.
Also, she shoots lightning, Sarshan points out. And she turns into a wolf. And she has deep feelings about various things, and then somebody pushes him out of the way.
out of the way. You don't need to tell every person all our business.
Secrets are poison. All right, she says, all right, well, half up front and half on delivery then.
Okay.
Stong wants to know what her name is.
My name is
This is where you stump the DM.
My name is Lathaka.
Oh, nice. Okay. So Stong
Shout out to
goes.
Lathaka.
Stong is gonna go down on one knee, so he's like looking at Lathaka like eye to eye level,
Whoa.
and he says, "All right, you know what? I trust you, so I'm gonna give you
Good,
all
you
the
can
money up
trust me.
front."
Definitely, you can trust me.
So he hands her all
Okay.
100 gold up front, and he like
Mhm.
looks over at Cecilia. He says, "Just trust me, Cecilia. You have to learn to trust
Okay.
people sometimes." And so he says, "Please get me as many blankets. Gives me only 25 blankets, and keep the rest. And You build yourself a better business because you deserve better than delivering just messages. Oh, you
What's
don't
the
deserve
catch?
better?
This is a
Uh,
good question.
There's got to be some kind of catch here.
Well, if you build your business up greater in the future, just remember who your first patron was.
Oh, that's how it is, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So
Maybe-
you invest in me now, and then I do what you say. That's how this goes?
Stone looks at Cecilia like,
Okay. I feel like I need to take this kid and walk her away from Stong a little bit and be like, it's okay, hang on just a second. Because I don't think that they're going to communicate very well.
she seems to be insinuating things.
Yes.
Okay,
Like-
so you walk the kid a little farther away.
Yeah. Like I'm
And she
walking
looks
her
up at
towards
you
the
and she
gate.
says, "What are you doing?"
I'm having a conversation with you.
Okay.
That
Well, I
man
was
is.
I was
Mhm.
about to get 200 gold out of that fool.
No. You are.
No, you think I could have got 300?
You're a very clever kid, but you're playing your hand too fast. And you're doing it on the wrong person. That guy's a good guy. He means it when he says he'll help you out. And if he says he trusts you, he's going to show you trust. You turn around and you break that, and it's going to come down on you.
People don't
mess
trust
this up,
people.
kiddo.
This is Westgate. You must be new here.
Ugh.
Where are you from? You don't look
from-
like you're from the coast.
I'm from Rashomon.
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 Mm-mm.
What's that mask all about?
It's because I'm a witch.
It's because you're a witch.
Yep, very important, very powerful. You, on the other
Yeah.
hand, look like somebody who's not eaten lately.
That's true.
Haven't had a bath lately.
That is also true.
So I'm saying
I did
is-
tempt the Quelzarn the other week, but it doesn't get you very clean if you just wash in the harbor.
No. Ugh. Ugh.
Also, it's real
Cecilia
cold.
Really, like, I think if Stong had not said that she reminded him of Cecilia, she might be inclined to smack this kid. Or at least kick her out. But
Now she kind of reminds Cecilia of Cecilia,
yeah,
doesn't
she's
she?
hearing herself. Ugh. All right. Oh, how do you take care of street children?
I mean, we could just give her this money and then we can see what she does with it.
We just kinda
Sturge speaks street child.
Look.
Sturge.
Sturge ran up to the gate.
Yeah,
there's
Sturge is
blanket-
off by the gate.
Here's the real question. Are there blankets? Do the blankets exist?
Sure, I could buy blankets at the market.
Didn't
2 copper
actually-
pieces of blanket.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Huge profit. I could cut you in on it.
That's my client. You can't do that.
Don't you?
I
rob
can't
your
let
client?
you do that.
Don't you have deals that are advantageous to you with your client?
Right. You got to be just enough advantageous, because if you essentially steal from them, they notice and then they get mad at you and then they're not your client anymore. And then
Yeah,
you're
it's
back
a
to the
good-
beginning.
This is a good point. Can you tell me more about what it means to have a client?
Yeah, it's like somebody you're doing the work for.
Oh, so like a boss.
Mm,
Like you're his boss.
kinda. Yeah, kinda. But also it's complicated.
I see.
Um
What was
Sounds
that you
good.
were saying about food?
go buy the blankets and come back here and I will give you food and you can use the bathtub if Artemisia's not in it.
Okay. I'll do that.
And I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't let her get away with this 2 copper thing, but it's a little impressive. Don't blow that money. and I'll help you figure out what to do with it.
Okay. I'll see you later then.
I am like 50% sure I'm never going to see this kid again. But
All right. She hurries off. She looks back over her shoulder at you a couple times. And then she hurries off, past Sturge at the gate.
it's sad that she's just like, oh, you're in Westgate. Nobody cares about you.
So after she leaves, Stong is going to turn to Cecilia and he's going to say, "No, that wasn't about the price of blankets.
Better not have been.
I mean, that was about giving her a chance. And as like a young, street smart, scrappy self-starter, what else? What better can you do than to put their own fate in their own hands? Give them, give them that opportunity."
I think it helps to like let her know what her fate could be. Because right now she's only got a very limited experience and view. I mean, when I was that age, it was something past the forest. That was it. Other side of the road. That was it.
But now she's got us, and she knows that we kind of believe in her. And if she decides in the end to take the money and run, and that's her choice in her life then. But if she chooses something different,
I'm not chasing her.
Yeah. But at least we opened another door. And then he like kind of hugs Mirabelle a little bit, and he like looks down to see how Mirabelle's reacting.
Mirabelle's looking up at you like, She's considering. She's very thoughtful.
She did super scam you, man. Blankets are like 2 covers a piece.
Hey, it's not about the price of the blankets. Like I said, that money, I was really just investing in her and not 50 blankets. Mirabelle doesn't even wear blankets. She's warm all the time. She heats herself internally. This baby could cook eggs on her stomach. It's great.
All of those things that Song just said, those are accurate. 100% accurate. All right. So is this a good time for us to take our break? I think so.
Yeah.
So come back after the break to see more of people reorienting themselves to Westgate, the beginning of the investigation to find their next quest, and will Fane ever show up at the gate to meet with Sturge? Don't go away. We'll be back in 5 minutes. 5 minutes?
Sure.
5 minutes.
Well, Matt, we're back with our partial crew. Not everybody is here yet, but that's okay. We will start with Artemisia and Stong. So the day has passed fairly eventfully, but also with a certain amount of relaxation. You're not in a fight for your lives.
I read Aaron's lips there. That was great.
Sorry.
You're once again able to move around the city peacefully and start kind of readjusting to life in Westgate. There are numerous things that are going on in the city. What would you like to explore and do? Starting with Stong and Artemisia because they were here first.
I think Stong
Sturge is off hiding. We'll do his scene when he shows up.
Stong was gonna go to Mirren's library, or whatever like big city library there was, to look for maps of the city to see if he can find catacombs. As far
as you know, Mirren's library is the best library in the city.
Okay.
There is a library at the university, but from prior experience, when Cecilia and Calith went there, they learned that Mirren's library was more complete and extensive.
Also, it's easier to get into Mirren's library.
Right, because you essentially live there. So.
Yeah.
And also, they lock all the doors at the university library.
Right.
I mean, doors never stopped us
stealing
before.
the books, etc. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Real pissy about it.
I mean,
it's like it's their job or something.
Right?
right?
So-
Like someone's paying them to hassle us.
Did we ever open the package that we received?
The package.
You didn't, did you?
You
No, we
didn't
put it
open
down. I thought it was for all of us.
No,
And then
it's for
nobody,
you.
It's
ran up to it
just
and
for
opened it.
Stong. in
Just
fact.
for me? Oh, Christmas. It's Halloween,
so
but it's like
you,
Christmas.
You open the package, and it is indeed a kind of like rolled up bundle of leathers, hides of some kind.
Mhm.
And when you pull it all open, it's this huge suit of red hide armor.
Ooh. All right.
Well, it's not actually hide armor; it's scale armor.
Scale armor.
Sorry,
Okay.
I said the wrong thing. Yes, it is in fact scale armor. The scales are bolted to kind of a softer leather underneath. So it's not like scales over mail, it's scales over leather armor. So it feels like wearing like a hide or a leather armor, but it is in fact scale armor. And those scales you recognize as belonging to Scarecer's red dragon.
Excellent.
This is the suit of armor that Artemisia commissioned for you in Redensir. Finally
Awesome.
delivered to you.
And there should be a little cloak for Mirabelle.
And there's also a little cloak for Mirabelle.
So Stong is gonna take this out and then look at Artemisia, and he's gonna say, "Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this for me. I don't think anybody's ever gifted me clothes before."
Oh, well, of course. I mean, those ones that I tried to get you, like just in Redensir, like they weren't, I said they weren't, I wanted to give you something that's properly made.
Yeah. I mean, that's so thoughtful of you. So Stong's gonna go over there and give her a nice big orc hug, and then
Aw.
have Mirabelle like hold up Mirabelle so she can like hug Artemisia too.
Oh.
Okay, you all engage in a group hug.
Afterwards, I think Stong is gonna go into like a side room and then change out of the barrel into this red dragon armor.
Okay.
But as Stong takes off this barrel, feels like this sadness in his heart because this barrel, I mean, he spotted Alhoon in this barrel. He's like helped solve, or I guess he's helped chase Cecilia. He's like fought Lilton in this barrel. There's a lot of memories. So he's going to
Met at least one of the great loves of his life in this barrel.
yeah, there's a lot of life that he lived in this barrel.
Maybe.
Where's the maybe? I know, right?
So
we
he's
left her back at the fortune shop.
yeah. Well, I actually have I actually do remember that, and I have some thing about that at some future point. But anyways, he's gonna take off this barrel now. And he's gonna look at it and like, you know, admire all the dents and burns and blood stains that are soaked into the wood of it now. And he's gonna say, Barry or Meryl, whichever one you'd like to be called, you could tell me at some point in the future. I won't forget about you. Eric, I would like you to roleplay this barrel. You're doing a great
Barrel
job.
regards you quietly but longingly.
Excellent.
It gives you a great deal of smoky eye.
Stong says, "Stop! I hate it when you look at me like that." And then he like wipes away a tear.
And Mirabelle goes like, oh.
I promise you, one day I will find a new purpose for you. But in the meantime, stay safe in Mirren's kitchen, where I will put you.
The barrel says nothing, but you get the sense that it is hopeful.
Okay, so Stong puts on his new red dragon armor, and then walks back to join the irregulars after he posits his barrel.
The red dragon armor does have a helmet.
Oh, I have
If you want to put the helmet on. There it is.
Now he's
Forward.
ready.
Lean forward to show the camera properly. There we go.
You know, Scarecer's red
Yes.
dragon was not the fiercest looking red dragon, not the most intimidating dragon in the pack.
It might have been a little dopey looking.
Yeah, but it's a red dragon nonetheless.
We have been waiting to do the Red Dragon onesie for at least 2 months now.
Look how mysterious I look now. I'm gonna go with mysterious. I'm not gonna listen to the rest of you.
He's so mysterious.
So mysterious.
So what are the stats on this thing?
Okay, so it is a suit of +1 scale armor, which grants fire resistance while you're wearing it.
Nice.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And it is specifically from this particular dragon. Like if you were to cast a legend lore spell, you would get the information about this particular dragon and stuff.
I will do so.
You
in future
met the
point.
I was
dragon,
gonna say
so
we met her, but we didn't really have a chance to talk.
well,
So
she and Artemisia had a conversation, although it was a brief one.
Yeah.
Dude.
Apparently, Artemisia smells like the wrong kind of dragon.
What can you do?
Whoa.
Dragons are very, very racist against each other.
Well, one of
Seldarine.
them is dead, so
Seldarine made like the best suggestion is like if we ever animate the spirit of this thing or I do lore about it, like Eric's gonna have to role play as his red dragon onesie.
Oh yeah,
that's
I am
pretty
prepared.
cool. You have to ask Reverax something. I guess technically you've already done Reverax, just not as a onesie.
I have. Yeah. Yeah, and Stong, I don't know if you want to go with this, but when you're wearing the armor, you feel like speaking with a deeper, raspy sort of voice. Just
Like his
saying.
normal voice?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I'm Batman.
Swear to me. All right. Yeah. So you have your armor now. Excellent. Artemisia, there was a letter that came for you as well, attached to this delivery, and it is from Van in Redensir. And he said, I finally got this to you. I hope that this hasn't delayed you or caused any inconvenience.
Okay, so she was sort of like worried what it was going to say, but if that's all it says, then she'll relax a little bit.
I miss you. No.
But I mean that in a very professional way.
I mean that in a very professional, platonic way. Yeah.
This is how you talk when you live in a panda by the river.
Charisma 8, everybody. All right.
Guys, my armor just went to 8. My AC went to 18 from 14. Amazing.
Wow.
Oh
amazing.
yeah, let's go. Let's go.
All right. So, I think, Rogar, you have had a long, long day. And at the end of a long, long day,
Mm-hmm.
it is time to have a good meal at the end of that long day. Do you agree?
A bit of scran would be a fine thing right about now.
Like, the food that Mirren has is, well, it's fairly highbrow. She's, Westgate hipster, as it were. Lots
Aye.
of berries and lots of vegetables and lots of fruits, and none of those pack meat on a dwarf's bones,
Aye.
None of those will grow hair on your ass. That kind of food.
Aye. Aye.
So,
Aye. Not like good stone soup.
at the end of the day, the only place that is an appropriate place to get some food for a hungry dwarf is Big Edna's. So that is where Rogar finds himself in the evening of the second day in Westgate.
Aye. And I had arranged, I tried to arrange through Stong to meet Shay here as well. Also,
Sure.
He did
That makes
message. He
sense.
did message her.
Yeah,
Excellent.
that makes sense.
and also, I was pretty freaked out by that vision of Mirren. So I would have told everybody at some point, like as I was running down the stairs, and each time I saw someone, I'm like, oh my God, you got to leave.
Well, let me ask you this question.
Aye.
Was the vision startling and scary enough that you haven't yet processed it enough to tell everybody? Because that's also a possibility.
That's also a possibility.
Like you need a few pints of ale in order to talk about it. That kind of thing.
I suppose I could say, yeah. Let's say that. Let's go with that. Let's go with no. Let's go with like none of it made sense.
Well,
Like-
that is true. None of it made sense.
Mirren, but she's with Nightmask. But is she fighting the Nightmask or is she fighting Shadowbane? Why would she be fighting Shadowbane? And then her eyes were all black. And then I started to think like maybe the Bogglewumps are messing with my visions or something, or they're like, you know, this is the first time I ever attempted this kind of magic before. So I'll go and have a drink on it. It's always a good policy when you're a dwarf. Have a drink on it. And
Big Edna sees you when you come in. The place is packed with people having dinner.
Okay.
The sun is getting low, but it hasn't yet set. Once the sun is about to set, people tend to scram from wherever they are. But so the place is very busy as the sun is sinking. Big Edna has a big a big tankard of ale waiting for you when you get to the bar. Rough day, he says.
Rough month.
I hear that.
I'll take the tankard. Of course, you know, the first tankard is, so dwarves have a tradition, right? You got the first tankard. That's just to like clear the throat. And then the
Big
next
Edna's already poured you another.
next tankard. This is to the great restoration of the rift and you know, our kingdom.
He's also poured himself a tankard, and so he like clinks tankards with you.
Great.
Big Edna is human, as near as you could tell. He's very large, like solidly built, kind of wispy blonde hair at the top of his head. And he's, like I said, a human of middle age, probably.
I thought he was a dwarf. I thought that was like the joke, like Big Edna.
He has maybe some dwarven heritage, like dwarven and human.
Oh, all right. Well, I won't hold it against him, but
he's taller than you.
Aye.
He's not as broad as you, and his beard is not as impressive as yours.
Aye, well, you know, I won't. Yeah, well, you know, that's okay. He serves good ale. We'll forgive him those failings.
Yeah. He's one of those human dwarf people.
Crap beard.
Forgive you your crap beard.
Well, in the time that you and Edna have been friends,
aye,
he has tired of people kind of mocking his beard in connection with your beard, so he's just gone for the big mutton chops.
Oh, that's fair. You know, you can't compete with this. So,
has his own thing going on.
Right.
And he talks to you about you know, your journeys, whatever you want to talk to him about.
Oh, I'll tell you. Yeah, we went to the Forge of Dawn outpost up in the Giants Run Mountains. We were attacked by bullets, and then we
land sharks.
Sharks. Aye, better run. And then we
my father, the little Edna, he lost his leg to a land shark.
Oh, that's terrible. What did he do then? Did he get the bastard back?
Well, he joined the family business.
Oh,
ran this here pub.
Oh, excellent. Is that his leg over the?
No, but that's the bullet tail.
Oh, that's nice.
There we go.
Yeah, tankard to your.
Some people think it's a whale penis, but it's really a bullet tail.
Understandable.
It's a secret between you and me, you understand?
Of course. Aye. Aye. 2 more tankards, you know, to...
Fun fact from living in Seattle and going to bars here. Anyway.
Yes.
They're really big. Okay.
Aye. Right. Yeah, welcome to Westgate. So, okay. Yeah. And yeah, we faced an Alhoon, which is apparently an undead version of a mind flayer, and that was a wee bastard. And then we
Alhoon.
Hello.
Are you also wolves? Oh my goodness.
Then they start turning into wolves.
He
No,
claps his hand on the bar. People are looking over and they're smiling a little at you two catching up. As the sun is setting, more people are leaving because it's bad luck in Westgate to be out after dark.
I am unhealthy as well.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So it's good. It's getting dark. Is Shay? I blink and I remember. Oh yeah, I was meeting Shay here. I look around the bar. Is
Big Edna is pouring in your 13th tankard.
Lucky 13th. Excellent. Now we're getting rolling. Okay.
Wipes his brow. Uses the same rag to clean the bar.
Of course.
I'll get you some more of those crisps there. He heads back into the back.
Thank you.
Looking at your tankard, and then you realize that you were no longer alone because Shay Darksong is sitting next to you.
Oh.
Says, I didn't mean to startle you.
Well, that's okay. I should be used to it after Sturge, hanging around Sturge so much, but it's good to see you, Shay.
Likewise, you look like you're a little ahead. I'm gonna have to catch up.
Oh, please do. Please
Big
do.
Edna comes over and pours a glass of wine for her.
What did I want to talk to you about? Oh, yes. I think I saw a vision of Mirren in catacombs. Does that mean anything to you?
Well, I mean, I dearly love Mirren. She's a very good friend of mine. And catacombs. I mean, there are many catacombs. So it means two things to me.
Okay. Number one. What's number one that it means to you?
She loops her finger around your finger. Have you had a lot to drink, Rogar?
Define a lot.
Another one, please. She says, so you saw Mirren in catacombs.
In catacombs,
Fighting?
I think so.
Was Ilra there?
I didn't see her. I did see Shadowbane.
Yeah.
He didn't look well. In fact, neither of them.
Well, he never really looks well. I mean, he looks well, if you know what I mean, but never healthy. And does not take care of himself. Not nearly as well as he should.
Very true. Very true. Such a shame. He
just can't feel pain.
What?
You can't feel pain. So when you injure him, he's got to visually inspect himself to see if he has injuries or have someone else do it for him.
Oh.
I have inspected him several times for injuries, and
I could imagine.
You do that sometime, Rogar.
Oh, Rogar Bosch. No. I don't think Ruin would like that very much.
What do you mean by that?
What? What? No, I meant that.
So have you and Ruin kissed yet? She sips her wine again.
I have.
Have you slept together yet?
If I slept together yet.
You were in the same place. You slept.
We slept. We slept on a nice little island in the middle of a lake, and it was quite nice, actually. But and then I was whisked away to this weird, mysterious party in this mansion where there were hands and crazy stuff. And then I was not me. Well, I was me, but I was feeling good. Well, I was feeling happy, which was kind of weird. And then I was flirting, and I almost made it with this guy elf in a spa.
Hot elf guy?
Aye.
Tell me more.
but then I realized, wait a minute, if I'm gonna have sex for the first time, with a, not I've had sex, like in
Right,
our
yeah.
rituals.
Obviously,
But it usually
procreation
was
to
like-
support the existence of your people. Yes. I
Yes.
understand. Exactly. Yeah.
With like, and I had, maybe I took a little bit of
You
like,
probably have
medicine
several
and stuff
children
to
out
help,
there that we
but
just haven't met. And she
Oh my
clinks her
God.
wine glass against your tankard and sips. Like that was a totally reasonable thing to say.
I had not thought of that. Aye.
Anyway, tell me about these hot guys that you almost slept with.
Wonder if Ruin wants children. Oh, all right. Hot elf guy. So I almost slept with this hot elf guy.
This moment brought to you by Heaven's Door Double Barrel Whiskey. It's a mixture of a rye and a whiskey and endorsed by Bob Dylan for some reason. Okay.
And but
You guys are
here's
just
the thing.
for sponsors, but you
Money.
know.
I was thinking money's
Hey.
definitely the reason.
Feel free to sponsor us. All right. Also brought to you not really by Kit Kat.
But here's the thing, I didn't. I like, because suddenly I thought, like, I want it to be with Ruin. I think maybe
That's what's
I'm
holding you up.
in love.
Oh, Car. She puts her hand on your shoulder. She says, "That's so sweet."
I know. So very nice.
And I entirely respect your choice. I think it's a damn fool choice, but I entirely respect it.
Why? Why is it a damn fool choice?
Because, how old are you, Rogar?
Oh, I'm 100. 101, I suppose now. Oh my gosh, it
I
was
am
my
about
birthday. and I
100 years
totally-
old, too. We are about the same age.
Oh,
How many people I have slept with, Rogar?
oh, 7.
Another one, please. The point is,
12.
the point is, I entirely respect your choice,
Oh,
but you
aye.
should have a conversation with Ruin about expectations.
Yeah, I do. Especially if I have children running around. I don't know. Oh, that's kind of weird. But okay.
It'd be dwarven children, right?
Aye. There was one time when I was this human woman, but yeah, when we had, because that's how sometimes we're not
Is
very
Big Edna your son?
fertile. No, what?
Big Edna's like, what? Shay has had 2 glasses of wine. Okay. This is 2
Aye.
drinks, Shay.
Oh, Big Edna, who's your daddy?
He looks at you.
Oh my goodness.
He was bringing over the jug of ale, and he was like, no.
Run, Big Edna. They're getting raided, guys. This is what they're running.
Welcome, Raiders. You don't know what you joined.
Indeed. So anyway,
So no, I have not had sex with Ruin yet, but I think I might talk to him
think you
after the
should.
mansion. I think I have. I think I have to. Well,
I think you
but
should. Life is short. You never know when your beloved will be taken away from you and never return.
How long does? Oh my goodness! I've got like. Oh, that's a question. How long do you think? Well, you're partly like an elf. How long? How? I'm 3.
Ow.
I'm 100, and I'll probably live another like 300 years, if probably at least. How long do you think Ruin's gonna live? I don't know. That's a good.
What,
I should talk
Ruin?
to. I have so many things to talk to
Ruin's
Ruin
an
about.
elf, and he can expect to live
Aye.
at least 300, 400, 500 years.
Oh, that's good then. Right. Okay. Well, that'll work out nicely. So
And in all that time, he'll probably have 50 or 60 great loves, probably.
what? No. Oh, wait. What?
And you're a dwarf, so you can expect to live another 150, 200 years. And in all that time, you'll probably have 4 great loves, really?
I don't know about that.
Then get with the program. She grabs your collar and she's like, "What is wrong with you?" And Big Ed is like, "All right, I think you've had enough, Shay."
Oh,
She says, "You're
did I
probably
offend?
right."
I am sorry.
She says, "No, I am really missing Ilra.
Oh,
And I'm really you know how you feel? A bit like that. Repressed, unable to express myself. Trapped, Rogar. Big Ed like takes away her half-drunk third glass of wine. And she's like, "I don't really know what to do."
I heard. I've noticed in the city, people pretty feel free to. Isn't the Purple Lady like a place where you can like, I don't know, release some of those tensions?
Have as much meaningless sex as I want to, but that's not the same thing.
Oh, I understand 100%. So, I 100%.
Are you sure you don't understand like 40%?
73% at least.
Right, fair enough.
So number 2, you had number 1 about Mirren, and then there was a number 2 about Mirren.
Sex with Mirren too. She's amazing.
Is that what it was?
What? Sorry, I was just thinking, remembering about something. What were we talking about?
What are we talking about? Oh, I had a vision. And Mirren was fighting, and there were night masks and shadow bane and all of that. Mm-hmm. And then you said there were 2 things, and I can't even remember what number 1 was now.
I have a deep.
We ever not been in Big Ed?
A deep close bond with Mirren, and I do know that there are catacombs beneath Westgate.
Okay. Do you know which catacombs she might have gone to?
Oh my God's Rogar, there are so many catacombs beneath Westgate.
Okay.
Did you see any identifying marks, maybe?
No. It was just catacomby.
All right. Well,
like generic catacomby.
Generic catacomby. Well, I'll see if there are any notes that the lady left behind that maybe I can refer to. That might help.
Okay, that would be very helpful. And right. Also, I wanted to ask you, about Caliph.
The answer is yes. You should definitely. Oh, about Caliph. Oh, yeah.
Right. What were you gonna say?
Nothing. It's not important.
Okay. Oh, Caliph. I'm worried about her. She flew off with like bone wings and all,
bone wings.
She was
did she conjure bone wings, or did her wings become bone wings?
Her wings became bone wings, like a leech, and she flew off. And
Shay shudders a little bit.
We couldn't contact her, but then I guess she came here and talked to that boy that she likes.
Aiden.
What's Aiden? The voice in my head suddenly says,
lad?
Oh wait, what? No. And then yes.
The one she was leading on because she was going to devour his soul eventually, probably. Oh.
No, that's not Caliph is a nice elf, winged elf.
I'm sure you're right, Rogar.
I'm sure I'm right.
I feel like Aiden would be into that.
Probably would be, yeah. But I didn't Stone when Stone messaged you, didn't you say that she left a message or something? So
she did, in fact, and she pulls out a small bundle from under her cloak and puts it on the bar. I'm glad you mentioned it. I seem to have forgotten it for some reason, but yeah, she left you something.
Oh, For the Westgate Irregulars?
No, for you specifically. She
Oh,
kind of nudges the black wrapped package closer to you. It's about the size of maybe like your two hands pressed together.
okay. I will unwrap it.
Okay. It is a small tome, maybe 100 or so pages long, kind of about the size of like a trade paperback in the real world. And it's wrapped in old kind of orange tinted leather.
Hmm.
You want to open it?
I open it.
There is a card in kind of shoved under the cover,
Okay.
and it says, Rogar, I don't blame you, K.
Oh, so Stong was right. That's nice.
And the book itself is a copy of Happy Earthquakes.
Oh,
Shay says it's something about it being a unabridged version.
For the viewers, Happy Earthquakes is the Dwarven Kama Sutra.
Sacred text to Rogar's faith. Although they mostly follow the abridged version. Jay says, I hope you don't mind. I took the liberty of looking through it. And
Oh no, it's for the education of all.
Yes. It's definitely for the education of all. You should definitely look through it.
Now I
And
know
have
why you're
Ruin
feeling
look through it.
frustrated too. Aye.
You know, that might have something to do with it.
Aye.
Rogar, she lays her hand on your arm.
Aye.
If I did not know your preferences,
Hmm.
she pats you on the cheek. Have a safe night.
That's sweet. You too. Good night.
And she heads away, leaving you with Big Edna alone in Big Edna's. Big Edna says, we have a room if you want to just crash there.
You know, and
It's your room, Rogar. You've crashed there many times.
I also wanted to ask you. Well, we'll talk about it another time. Okay. Good night.
Good night. You slump down. He comes over and picks you up and takes you to your room. Okay. So that's kind of Rogar's place in Westgate, kind of his home in
Away
Westgate.
from home.
All right, Sturge, finally getting back to you, buddy. So you have been waiting by the gate all day.
Oh, Sturge is sitting akimbo about 2 paces back from the gate with the globe in his hands, meditating. Not really meditating, listening.
Okay, what's your passive perception?
18.
18. Okay. Eventually, you hear faint footsteps. You don't see anyone approaching.
You're invisible, aren't you?
I am, the voice says.
He's
You
gonna do
wanted
that-
to see me?
He's going to do that thing where his legs are akimbo. He's going to stand without using his hands, just doing the accordion, rise up. And he's going to cast See Invisible.
So you see Fane in her natural form. I'm sure Yang Yang has an art to show everybody. She looks kind of a demonic elf sort of form. Just a shock of red, pink hair. She's very, very slender, kind of gaunt even,
Yeah.
wearing leather armor.
Don't forget the antlers.
And she has these snowy white antlers coming out of her forehead. And she says, so, has my orb been entertaining you?
No.
No.
I have not used it. I apologize for taking it. It was, I thought.
You apologize.
Why ever?
No. Tell me about the fun mischief and pranks that you've been up to with my orb. It allows you to take any form. I'm sure you know how to use its magic.
Well, inappropriate jokes about Benoit balls aside,
Those jokes are
PG-13,
never
guys.
inappropriate.
Town crier comes by. You are outside, so he could be walking down the street just right now.
Oh, shut up! It's in a different language.
That's right. Yeah, the town crier is indeed walking down the street, and he's shouting about moral decay. And you and Fane both look over at him at the same time and like make a rude gesture. And she says,
Here,
I don't believe you.
take it back. It's yours. I meant to take some fun magic trinket from you of little personal value, but I discovered immediately on learning its nature that it would have immense personal value to you. And though I wish you didn't.
So she's reaching out for it, and then she hesitates when you say that.
Ooh.
She says, what are you implying?
I haven't even finished my sentence.
All right, finish your sentence.
I wish you'd believe me when I say I prefer you in your form as you are. Who's told you? Who tells you you're ugly? You think I was ever told I was ugly? Never.
She snatches the orb from your hand. She says, what do I care about your preference? You made it clear that you don't particularly like me.
Well, let's say you and I have had a kind of professional competition
Well, that is true.
that stood in the way of our understanding each other. I have to admit, it
She
wasn't.
holds the orb in her hands like this, and it glows with this faint golden light, which is in the visible spectrum. And then she becomes a fairly kind of medium, nondescript, forgettable half-elf woman standing next to you in the street. And her invisibility is gone, so it's just like this woman appeared out of nowhere.
Lewin. That's your name, isn't it? That's the name.
one of the names that I use, yes.
Yeah.
Luen, Lueth, Ruen. Not like your sister's brother, whatever, the wolf boy.
I was
I'm
about to
sorry.
say.
Did you just flash your hand here?
No, I did not. Ruen is at the very moment still inside Dark Dance Manor.
This is the shocking spoiler. We're all Fane.
Every PC is
Except
really,
for the ones who are
except for the ones who are a little
For the ones who are
exactly. Says most of those are, obviously words in Elvish. Ruen, for instance, is a type of laughter. It's a little giggle, as of some not particularly funny joke. Ruen, however, means something very different.
What's it mean?
You speak Elvish, do you not?
No, I could have taken Elvish back in the school where Artemisia and I went to school, but I was in a dark phase and I took Undercommon.
It means mischief.
Oh.
And I completely understand that dark phase. She says in Undercommon.
Nice.
Well, you have one language up on me anyway. I wish to say this, and you can think about it. Until I saw you in your natural form, I found you to be nothing more than a competitor. When I saw you in your natural form, I felt something.
Sturge, be still my heart, she says, a little bit sarcastically.
It
Why are we not there watching this?
I know. Might have been indigestion.
I'm sure that's what it was.
It probably was. In any case, I glimpsed your familial relationships. Lilton's your father, isn't he? He treats you like a dog.
I'll stop you when you say something not true.
Illyra is your mother.
Why would you think that?
You didn't stop me, did you?
That woman murdered my mother in front of me.
Ooh, miscalculation.
I think I grow tired of this conversation.
Is this like
How dare you, Sturge, lure me here under false pretenses, like we're going to be friends or something, and then make an accusation like that?
It wasn't an accusation. It was a guess.
You should be more careful with your guesses. She seems somewhat offended, but also troubled.
Well,
Why did you guess that? Why would you think that?
Honestly, I can't remember. It was 2 sessions ago. I'm sorry. But it came to me when you were talking with Lilton. It came to me. Ah, I know why. Because Lilton and Illyra once had a thing. And
My father has taken so many folk to his bed over the years. Yes, those two had a thing, and it was disgusting. And I intend to wreak vengeance upon her one day.
well, I apologize.
Not for that specifically. My
gonna
father
say-
can make whatever poor choices he wants. For killing my mother, that's what I want vengeance for. Just in case you were unclear.
I understand. Well, she may already be dead for all we know.
Well, I hope not. That would stop me from having the chance to kill her myself.
Well, Fane, I hope to meet you again soon. Under more festive circumstances.
Like, are you going to take me to a revel, Sturge?
No. Don't.
I think she's daring you to.
Should I come with a long nose? Is that what you prefer?
No, I prefer you the way you are.
The way I am.
I do. I find it, well,
All right, Sturge, make an insight check.
Thanksgiving would be really interesting if we got all of our NPCs together. Like half of them want to kill the other half. It's like all of our friends and allies want to kill the other half of them.
Now, that would be a pretty fun Thanksgiving game. Like, if we stream the day before Thanksgiving, we should just do something like that. Just have a revel with every NPC there.
I would love to
What
do
these
like
people say to each other.
a massive dinner table battle, like a food fight at the end.
yeah.
Yep,
Just like a massive table with a spread of 100 foods from around the realms that could be used as weapons.
Are everybody's terrible parents coming too?
Right.
All right, what'd you get on your inside check, Steven?
Only 13.
Only 13. You can tell that Fane is agitated, but she doesn't seem angry at you exactly.
Well, Fane, thank you for coming. I apologize for stealing. I apologize for offending you with my guess. Incidentally, if you have any guesses about my parentage, I'd be most interested in hearing them. But as-
Lilton and Illyra.
Oh, that's what you want to know, is it?
Oh, yes, I do rather want to know.
Yes. My father did mention something about that. About a pact that you wish to make with him.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I've already got all kinds of things scrambled in my brain. Someone put their mystical fingers in there.
Yes, which he intended to fix for you.
Oh, well, but really, your father, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm glad you're not going to go through with it.
No, he would be just...
Remembering the truth is a curse. You don't want that.
That's an interesting point. I'll have
The truth that we live with is always worse than the lies that we tell ourselves. Think about that, Sturge.
Don't go in that briar patch, Bear Rabbit.
Interesting. I will think about that. And now, I thank you. Adieu. Enjoy your golden ball. And he's going to bow and turn and stalk away.
She seems like she's going to say something, and then she's like, and she just heads away.
This is an
Okay.
unexpected ship. I didn't know.
Right?
Yeah.
For our audience, in the pre show times when we were running some early adventures of these people, Fane crossed paths with the Irregulars several times, and she was often focused on Sturge, specifically trying to rattle him or, like flirt with him and such. And he was never very receptive. It was only when he saw her true form that he seems to have formed a kind of sympathy for her. So
Yeah, she was always, some supermodel looking thing, some brow hottie or some, and then when he saw what she really looked like, it was, wow.
like, hey, she's a real person.
Yeah, and she's kind of stunning in her way.
In her own way.
I mean, Sturge prefers something interesting. If you don't have a long nose or a pair of antlers, he's bored.
Are you really even trying?
GTFO.
Oh my god, your kids. Oh my god, just imagining them.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's
amazing.
move on.
Wait, but real quick, Sturge plus Fane, their couple name would be Stain in my canon. And I think that's cool. That's like pretty metal.
Perfect.
Stain.
Yeah.
So Sturge, he's got things to think about.
Okay.
Let me go back to the books, looking for the book.
So I'm going to toss it over to, I think, Cecilia, because we have a little bit of follow-up scene. So at some point toward the end of the day, Sergeant has reappeared, and he is there waiting to see if you need anything, and he's just kind of solicitous of your needs. Kind of the way Sebastian was.
Oh, everybody hovering on me. So what Cecilia had wanted to do was to go check up on the people she had sent letters to, keeping an eye out for her father. But I don't know. I'm not tracking how much time has passed in the day.
It's like the afternoon, basically.
Okay.
All these things are kind of taking place at the same time.
Gotcha. Because I know.
So yeah, Sergeant's like, out of the manor. Excellent. I shall come with you.
Okay. Yeah, we should do that. Hang on. We'll just 1 second.
Of course.
So she's gonna go find Stong.
Uh-huh.
And he's in there reading, I assume? Or
I think so. Yeah, you were reading through the various books in the library and finding anything that really struck your, like, what you're looking for specifically. Maybe you're not sure exactly what you're looking for, but you're looking for some way to make yourself stronger, more powerful.
Yeah, there were two things. His secret goal, or maybe not so secret, is to find some strength. He find a new way to get stronger. He remembers what Sturge was saying about magical secrets. And after his fight with Lilton, he had found that for the first time in his life, his great physical prowess had failed him. So he needed to find a new source of strength to help protect his friends. But he was also looking for a map of the city for the catacomb.
she's gonna run up and be like, "Are you busy?"
I guess not really. I don't know. Have I found anything?
You have found. Well, make an Arcana check.
And if only I could inspire myself. Okay, 14.
Sorry,
What'd you get?
14?
14. Yeah, you found some references to Well, the chat actually called it for you. There's this thing called a manual of gainful exercise.
Hostile. Are you like in my head hostile? Holy shit. All right.
I mean, Hostile Eldritch has got it going on.
Yeah, it knows the
really,
lore.
really wise there.
That's sweet.
But yeah, you find references to this thing called a manual of gainful exercise, which if you follow the prescriptions in this book, they will make you stronger than you would otherwise be. So
I could have more gains from the same exercise that I do every day.
and it is
This is
at that
amazing.
point that Cecilia finds you.
Cecilia, look at this. More
Look.
gains for the same exercise that you do every day. Incredible.
I don't do that.
This
But-
book is not the manual of gainful exercise itself, but it refers to that book.
Okay.
It's a book.
This book talks about this other book. We need to find this.
I didn't even know books could do that.
Amazing.
It's like in a footnote.
I thought you just lifted books to get stronger, but you could read them to get stronger.
It's a citation.
Amazing.
I'm very happy for you. I'm a little confused, but I'm happy for you. I need to go to a couple places and okay, Sarshan wants to come with me and I don't know how to do that. Okay, look, do you know what going on that oh my god, I don't like talking about this.
The fact that you two are maybe dating? Is he your maybe boyfriend or is he your yes, definitely boyfriend?
I don't know. I and I don't know how that's supposed to be when we go out. And you are the only person here who maybe knows anything because it's definitely not Rogar. And Artemisia knows more about some things, I will give you, but other things really no. Like most dudes just, I don't even know if she gets their last names. I don't even know if she gets their first names, to be honest. She's very
Mirabelle points out, Daddy, stud muffin.
Whoa. But there's a difference between hooking up with girls or hooking up with people and like actually having a relationship. So
You're
like
not having what is happening with Scarcer? I mean, listen, I did
Yeah,
not grow up somewhere where this
exactly.
was something that was modeled for me, like ever, to be clear, like ever. So I don't know.
So, I mean, I think it's really flattering that you think I'm good at relationships, but I have like a maybe girlfriend, and then like Raging Sorrow is out there giving me like, I don't know if she wants to kill me or do these other things. I'm pretty sure it's the other things. But
You're
so
up
I think,
to for like
how about, I mean, maybe we're just figuring it out. You know, all of us are just figuring it out, and that's okay. So like, don't look for the right answer. Just try to go with the flow and see what feels right. Just figure out what feels right for you in the moment.
oh my
Nope.
god. Doing this at the same time as looking for my father is going to make my head explode. But okay. That's probably good.
How about
her? She's like, someone tell me how to do this. And she looks around, she's like, none of you know how to do this.
I mean, if
Where's
I
the
could,
manual for being a normal person in a relationship?
I
It
could.
also makes reference to a book called it's something about winning friends and influencing people.
Ooh.
You're not sure that's exactly the same though.
This book
Well-
tells us everything we need to get more powerful. I'm going to read the rest of it someday, but for now,
Not
we're just
exactly
stopping
this
here.
book, but the book in the citations.
The book that this
In the
book keeps talking about.
bibliography.
Who wrote a book about other books? It's just what a brilliant guy.
wizard did it.
Yes.
Librarians, the true power in the realms.
This is like an ancient ordering catalog from the Netherese Empire.
And it kind of makes sense because, Ed is technically a librarian and has
Oh,
been
yeah.
for many, many years. That's what he does professionally.
Catalogs.
So. Mhm. Anyway.
Okay.
So how
All
about
right.
this? If you feel uncomfortable between just like him and you right now, because it might get like too romantic, I could be there for you and make it really unromantic. I like to think I'm good at that.
Mirabelle says, Daddy, real good at that.
I don't
Thanks,
think
baby.
that's quite what I need, but
Daddy
No.
good at romance songs.
worst
Mirabelle
case
says.
scenario,
Mhm.
maybe I'll just turn into a wolf and run home. That can't be too weird.
But he would turn into a wolf and chase you. I think he kind of likes chasing you.
Oh, God, yeah, and I don't know what that even means. I don't understand any of the wolf language part. Any of it.
All I know is that some people really like it when you say no, 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 but really you mean okay.
No, when I
And
say
maybe
no, no, no,
sometimes
I
he
mean
thinks-
no.
Mirabelle
but-
looks up at Stung like baby side eye.
You know, they like playing hard to get. Like, but like,
Okay.
And
I
she
think
reaches
maybe-
out for Cecilia. And she's like, Aunt Cece.
She's like, kids give Mirabelle a hug.
Aunt
Be
Cece.
like, thank you. I needed that.
Mirabelle
You
comes
really-
in and just boop, boops your nose with her nose.
aw,
That's very cute.
it's good at
All
that.
right.
It's her new trick.
Okay.
But look, if you really want to tell him, like, to knock it off with like a romantic situation, I think you just need to be really clear with him, direct and clear,
No,
so that
I
he
know
doesn't
that part.
think anything else. Okay.
That part she's got down. I think Cecilia was hoping for a sort of like Cyrano Pygmalion kind of situation where it's like you just tell her what to do, and that's not on the table. So she's gonna leave you to your book, and she's gonna go and follow your advice of try your best, and have the card in her back pocket where she could just like turn into a wolf.
Yeah, I just want to remind you that maybe Sarsha doesn't really know what he's doing, so
I don't even know
call
how
it-
you could tell. He's
Yeah.
weirdly
He's-
confident about everything.
He's standing by the door and he's talking with, I think, Artemisia, probably.
Sure.
And then he sees you sort of like looking over at him and he's like,
I don't know. I don't get it.
I think he just fakes it till he makes it. Scott, have the confidence.
All right. Then I'm ready to go.
Do you want me to come with you or no?
You seem busy. It's okay.
Okay. Have a good
right.
time, you two.
so if you
Oh,
if you head over in that direction, Sarshan is talking with Artemisia about turning into a wolf and specifically what to do in the city if you want to go running as a wolf. Because remember, Sarshan spent a great deal of time in Westgate just as a wolf, running around the streets, finding places to stay, particular alleys to avoid, that kind of thing.
And let it be noted that Artemisia has said she will never have a use for this information, but you should tell it to her anyway because clearly you want to tell her. So she will listen,
course.
even though she will never need this information.
Of course, he's very happily telling you all about this. And then he sees Cecilia come over and he's like, huh. Are we going to go somewhere?
Yeah. Well, I need to go to the Black Boot, and I need
course.
to go to store, Salt Center Provisions, and then I need to talk to Shay. Which I guess she's still at the Purple Lady. Although I don't know how that will work out when I go to the Purple Lady, but that's okay.
Great. I know where the Black Boot is. I know who Shay is.
I know how to walk around the city. It's okay.
Excellent.
You need good to ask Artemisia, do you need anything while we're out?
Mordsar.
More? Zar? Does she not have any?
No,
She
she was
used
nearly
to.
out.
Sarshan says helpfully.
Okay, Marius definitely has Zar, so
Thank
I
you.
will get that.
All right, and then they head out. And I think
Have
we'll
fun.
maybe delay those scenes until next time.
Okay.
since it's a little bit at 9 o'clock. I want to give Rhiannon a chance to have Artemisia do a last thing before we wrap for the evening. So, Rhiannon.
Okay. So is this going to happen tonight and then tomorrow morning? That would be next week, as far as what Artemisia is doing?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So tonight, she's going to be laser focused on the whole secretary issue, and sending any letters she's got to do with that, all the really boring, like, bureaucratic stuff, forget to eat dinner, finish off the Tsar, because there wasn't that much, and now it's gone. Oops. And then collapse into bed. And then, lo and behold, as has been happening before, halfway through the night, in her dreams, she turns into a wolf and is kind of like just running, and the blankets are going everywhere, and she's running around. But this time,
the way like a dog will try and like just dig through blankets, throwing them all over the place. Yeah.
But this time, she kind of like wakes up out of it, and she doesn't immediately go back to being a half elf. She sort of like tries a little, but doesn't really succeed. So she kind of awkwardly gets off the bed, but the wolf instincts are coming in. So she's walking around, and she sees all the closets with all the clothing and stuff, and she kind of sniffs it. Smells a little, maybe like Lilton, maybe like Lilton's magic, what she imagines maybe Lilton's magic smells like. So then she starts like...
It smells very, very organized. Very, very magical, very meticulous. That's
she grabs
kind of the opposite of what you're feeling right now.
Yeah, she grabs one of the skirts like just in her teeth, and she yanks it down, and that is great. That is fun. So she pulls everything down, and then she starts like just running around in it and like tearing it up. And this is great, but like now she's hungry because she didn't eat dinner last night. So, but there's food around here. So she goes out of the room and then goes running to the kitchens. And she doesn't turn into a half elf. She is just whatever she can knock down or like nose into is getting eaten. Doesn't matter what it is.
I'm glad the wolf is making sure Artemisia eats. Like that.
You find a pig. Well, it's not really a pig. It's a part of a pig, but it smells tasty.
So she's gonna have about half of it,
Okay.
and then the other half she's gonna like try to get a haunch or something.
Yep.
And she doesn't want to stick around here. She's gonna go off in the city. Somebody's telling her about running a city. She doesn't quite remember it, but yes, that. So, but she's gonna take her food to go. So basically, she goes running off into the night in the city with her haunch of ham.
Running through the streets with this haunch of ham just hanging from her jaws.
Yeah.
You vaguely remember some instructions about places to go and what streets to avoid. Like that's all been imprinted in your mind, and you just act on instinct. It's pushing you through, and you are headed toward a particular destination, and we're gonna find out what that destination is next time. That's all the time we have for tonight. Oh, one thing before we break. Rogar, at one point, you wake up in the night, and you have this big jug of water next to your bed, and you quickly drink about half of it. Like, that's the secret to dwarves never having hangovers, is that the body wakes them up and forces them to hydrate, which is an excellent superpower, and I highly encourage everyone try and develop that power. But when you do that, you realize that there is a small thing slowly inching its way toward you on the table. And when you conjure a little bit of light, you see this tiny, mostly translucent cube of green gelatin coming toward you, and you realize that Roomba has secreted itself in the book that was brought to you.
Nice. Yay!
And you're a little too drunk and a little too maudlin to like take protective action. So Roomba just kind of like cuddles up to your face, and there's this faint burning feeling, but it feels like home. And go back to sleep.
Okay.
And that is all the time we have for tonight. So tune in next week to learn what Wolf Artemisia gets up to, where Cecilia is headed in the city, more about this blossoming Sturge Fane connection. And does Stong find that book or any of those books from the bibliography? Is the bard going to master bibliomancy? I have been Eric Scott DeBee, the DM of the Westgate Irregulars campaign. These are the Dungeon Scrawlers. You are the awesome audience that is tuned in for our show. Thank you so much for coming with us on this journey. Donate to our Extra Life, raise more money for kids. Somebody's going to talk more about that as we go around. Take it away, Erin.
I'm Erin M. Evans. Check out our sponsors, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms at idlechampions.com, and check out me on their new show, Champions of Lore, at 11 o'clock on Mondays on their Twitch channel.
I've been Rhiannon Held. Thank you to our moderators. Tonight, Meyerdug, Seldering, and Shay.
Hey, I'm Yang Yang Wang. Check out the charities that we sponsor below, but please also check out our Extra Life campaign. All of our players and our DM have put in a bunch of incentives, and we're working together to put together a 24-hour Dungeon Scrawlers day. And it's going to be full of different kinds of games. Erin's running her Dragonborn dating game, which is going to be amazing. And there's going to be all sorts of live incentives that you could buy to help us or to hurt us or to just like plain mess with us. And let's just face it.
2 Westgate Irregulars related games. 1 extended game in the regular continuity, 1 Westgate side story. Or Westgate story. Westgate side story, West Side Gate story, whatever you want to say. I might make it a musical. That's what we're saying.
If you donate $25 to Eric, he will never call it that again. But
right.
We have plenty of
It's
fun
my
incentives.
wallet.
Check them out.
No.
Yeah.
I'm Stephen Merlino. You can also find our past videos on our YouTube channel, linked on our Twitch page below. Be sure to click subscribe to support us and the bell to get notified as we add new content.
Hi, I'm Randy Henderson, and thank you all again for watching. And thank you very much to everyone who subscribed or gave us bits. You know, we do it for the love, but the money doesn't hurt. And then the adventure continues over on our website, www.dungeonscrawlers.com, where you can find player profiles, NPC profiles, character profiles, lots of great recaps of our past episodes and cool bonus content. So go check it out. And until next time, stay scrawly.